Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to give you a TNA Impact review for August 15th, 2013. This is the Hardcore Justice show. It was a pretty good show, actually. I think though that there were a little bit like there was only 4 matches, so that kind of hurt the show. But the matches weren't bad, but I think there should have been a little bit more matches. So let's just get right into it. We have Taz and Mike TNA back on commentary together, and Taz said, "You're welcome for not throwing him out of the building." We get a Jeff Hardy interview. He's talking about how he's gonna win the ladder match and get those points, but Aries says he's sick and tired of doing this. He's sick and tired of just being in ladder matches with Jeff Hardy. He wants to just have other He wants to just be have a wrestling match. By the way, this video might be 2 parts, so that was fine. So we get Austin Aries versus Kazarian versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy. Ladder match. Winner gets 20 points in the Bound for Glory series. Was a pretty good match. Well, actually, it was a great match, actually. There was one part where AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash on, I think it was Austin Aries, and Kazarian did like a mic check. Austin Aries did a flying chop on the outside, so I think it was Kazarian. Kazarian did a springboard DDT to AJ Styles. Everybody was fighting on the ladder when Jeff Hardy did a sunset flip into a powerbomb to Austin Aries, and Kazarian and AJ Styles and Kazarian were left fighting, and he tried to knock him off the ladder. Styles got knocked out, so Kazarian just tipped the ladder over. Austin Aries drop kicked the ladder, knocking off, I think it was AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy. So let me think. There was when Kazarian went balls first into the ladder, and then Austin Aries tipped the ladder forward, hurting his balls even more. And then after Bobby Roode and Kazarian come out, Jeff Hardy hit the twist of fate on Kazarian, so he thinks that he's gonna win, but Jeff Hardy hit an enziguri to on Bobby Roode, and then Jeff Hardy tried to climb up and grab the ladder, but Kazarian grabbed up, and Christopher Daniels handed him an appletini, and he spat it in Jeff Hardy's face and knocked him off, and he got the 20 points. So Kazarian right now has 22 points in the Bound for Glory series. That's fine with me. And then the main event, Mafia's backstage. Chris Sabin interview. He's talking about how no one thought that he could beat Bully Ray, but he's beaten him twice. He beat him for the World Championship, and he's beaten him in a tag match, and he says that he knows that he can beat Bully Ray again. The main event, Mafia and Dixie Carter promo. The main event, Mafia are talking about, I heard about this on WrestlingTruth.com, that Kurt Angle got sent to rehab, so he can't participate in the match next week, so they tried to, so they talking about how they had to find a replacement. Aces and Eights come out. Mr. Anderson talks about how it would be great if they could end the career of Rampage Jackson before it started, end the career of Sting, end the career of a rising superstar of Magnus and Joe. Magnus says he's going to punch him in the face. Anderson says that next week, that's starting this week, tonight's going to be a new era in wrestling. Bully Ray is going to win back the World Championship, and Aces and Eights is going to get rid of one of the members of the main event, Mafia. And then they count the numbers, and they'll have the numbers game, so they attack the Mafia, and that was it. So they stand tall. Tito Ortiz, it shows Tito Ortiz arriving backstage. ODB, Gail Kim, and Mickie James are backstage. They're heading to their match. So then we get Gail Kim versus Mickie James versus ODB in a Hardcore Rules match. It was pretty cool. There was one part where ODB took like a brawl off, and she was attacking Mickie James and Gail Kim with it, and then Gail Kim and Mickie James Irish whipped ODB into the corner with where the chair was wedged, and then Gail Kim put the figure 4 around on ODB around the post. ODB though ended up winning the match, which he hit like a face first move on I think it was like a Death Valley Drive or something And then she went, and Gail Kim went face first into the chair. It was fine. It was Gail Kim could have done a little bit more than this match, but it was fine. They used the kendo stick too. The main event Mafia backstage, and Stin says that they have someone in mind, so he's gonna go ask Austin Aries if he'll join the main event Mafia next week. So then he's talking to him, and he's talking about how we don't have to be friends, but we can have a common enemy, so let's come together and get this common enemy. Austin Aries says, I am always talking about how I am the main event, so maybe I could join the group. So Austin Aries so then it just cuts back, and it shows Kazarian get the 20 points. Bobby Roode interview, and he talks about how if he wins the match tonight, he'll be in second place at the tables match tonight. He'll be in second place in the Bound for Glory series. So then the main event Mafia backstage again. Austin Aries had said no, so Rampage Jackson says he's gonna go call somebody out. And then Rampage Jackson, Samoa Joe, they're being interviewed, and they're talking about how they will call somebody out. We get Chris Sabin versus Bully Wade, shows their rivalry. Bully Wade backstage is on the phone with his wife, and he says that they're going to celebrate next week. And we're going to find out who Rampage Jackson comes out, and he's a little upset that people are calling him a satellite for going into TNA, from MMA to TNA. But he says that he loves wrestling, so he wants to wrestle, and he calls out Tito Ortiz, and Tito Ortiz comes out, and Rampage Jackson says, I know we have a fight on November 2nd. I know we have an MMA fight on November 2nd, but we're buddies, so we're just gonna keep that professional. Right now, this is TNA. We need you to come together in this tag match and take out the Aces and Eights. He's thinking about it, but Bully Ray comes out and says that if he didn't have a world title match, he'd go drop both Rampage Jackson and Tito Ortiz, and there would be no match at Bellator on November 2nd. That was cool. And then Bully Ray says that if he doesn't hear his warning, he'll just be his blonde hair bitch. So that ticks off Rampage Jackson, and Bully Ray just leaves. So there's gonna be more that happens with that later, though. Then it shows Rampage Jackson asks Tito Ortiz for help. We get Mr. Anderson versus Samoa Joe versus Bobby Roode versus Magnus in a table match, and winner gets 20 points in the Bound for Glory series. It was a cool match. One part, Magnus attacks Bobby Roode before the match since he cost him 10 points last week. And then everyone's just blowing around the ring. One part, Samoa Joe takes the win bell and puts it on Bobby Roode's balls, and he takes the hammer of it and just smashes the bell, and it hurts Bobby Roode's balls. And then Samoa Joe kicks Mr. Anderson while he's sitting in the chair towards the guardrail. And then Daniels and Bad Influence, Daniels and Kazarian come back out, and Samoa Joe attacks them, and then Bobby Roode and then Kazarian spits opportunity, and Magnus' mouth, and Bobby Roode power bombs it through the table. So now Bobby Roode has 27 points in the Bound for Glory series, so that's cool. Stin interview, he says that he's just going to trust this guy. He says that they could trust Magnus, but he's not sure. Then we get a no surrender ad. It's going to be on September 12th. Chris Sabin's backstage getting ready for his World Championship match. Mr. Anderson and Bully Ray backstage. They're having some miscommunications, and Bully Ray's not sure if he could beat Mr. Anderson, but he wants his group to back him up. So yeah, that's all he really says. And then we get Chris Sabin defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Bully Ray. And if Bully Ray loses, he never gets a World Championship match again. That was a pretty good match. Chris Sabin does a crossbody off the cage. And he does drop kicks. Bully Ray just grabs him over his shoulders and throws Sabin into the cage. And he continues to talk trash at Sabin. He headbutts him. He bear hugs him. Sabin gives him the sleeper hold. I like this match a little bit better, too. Sabin then takes off the Bully Ray's Aces and Eights coat and starts whipping him with it. And then he chokes him, and then Bully Ray turns the table. He does power bombs, Samoa drops, anything he can do to get back into this match. Sabin does a hurricane run off the top turnbuckle, and then Bully Ray's trying to escape through the door. Sabin won't let him. Sabin's feet hit the referee, and then Bully Ray accidentally splashes into the ref. And so then Sabin is about to leave the cage. Mr. Anderson comes out and locks the cage, and then Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson come out. Rampage just throws Anderson off the stage. And then Tito Ortiz hits Rampage Jackson in the back of the head with a hammer. And Bully Ray throws Saban into the cage and power bombs him and wins back the world championship. And then he celebrates with Tito Ortiz and Taz. So I wasn't expecting Tito Ortiz to join up with Aces and Eights. It was unexpected. It just was unexpected. And I like the direction they're going with, I guess, with Tito Ortiz. I don't know. It's just that they're both MMA. He's an MMA fighter, so I don't really care. But next week, we're going to find out why he joined up with Aces and Eights. So we're going to find out who the tag team partner will be for the main event Mafia. And who will not be in TNA ever again. It's probably going to be Mike Knox. And actually, they also announced next week that it's going to be a Fatal 4-Way Street Fight. It's going to be Christopher Daniels versus Joseph Park versus Hernandez versus Jay Bradley. Winner gets 20 points in the Bound for Glory series. Christopher Daniels is probably going to win. I don't see any other ones winning. It wouldn't really matter. They're probably going to get Daniels up there even more. But that's pretty much it for TNA this week. I was saving I got more of a legit one with the championship because I think Bully Ray. They're probably going to do Bully Ray Hulk Hogan, so I don't want to see that. But that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.